Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who were well and who taught us the truth. Today's lesson will be entitled, We Have to Forsake Everything to Gain Everything. We have to forsake everything to gain everything. And when you come to this truth, there's going to be, trials, tribulations, chastisements, adversities, afflictions. There's going to be things that you cherish in this society, things you love, things you, hold dear to yourself that you're going to have to forsake. And that's the conditions of the battle. Let's get that real quick. There's the things that we're going to have to go through, within our walk in this truth that are going to cause us to choose either Yahweh Shem Yashai, eternity, everlasting life, salvation, redemption, or, this world, this society. This is, real quick, second Ezra 7 and verse 57. Then answered he me and said, This is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. So these are the conditions of the battle. In order to obtain everything, in order to gain everything, we got to forsake everything. There's going to be a battle. There's going to be things that you don't want to give up, and you've got to give it up. There's going to be things that is going to be hard to let go. Even, within your family, relationships, friends, again, family, loved ones. There's things that we have to forsake. And in the kingdom, we'll get it all back. And it's a battle that we have to overcome in order to obtain everlasting life. Verse 58, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer, as thou hast said. So we can't allow the things of this world to draw us back into the world. We can't allow the things that are in the world, the things that we hold dear to us, that we treasure, not even treasure, but, that we have, ties to in this world. Because as it says, since I said that about treasuring, because we're not storing up our treasures on earth, we're storing up our treasures in heaven. But as I was saying, we can't allow the things in this world that we are tied to overcome us. We have to overcome the things that are in this world and that we are tied to, and have relationships with, for lack of better terms. We gotta overcome them. It could be anything, a job, the finer things of life, and etc. So it says that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. And what's the thing that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai said that we would receive? The promises, everlasting life, eternity, immortality, rest. No more dying, no more pain, no more suffering, no more sorrow. This is what we're seeking for. But in order to obtain this, we got to forsake everything. Revelation 21 and 4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying. Neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. All these things are gone forever. The sorrow, the death, the tears, the infirmities, the pain, suffering, afflictions, the hardships, all that is going to be gone, man. And this is what we're seeking for. This is what we're striving to gain. But in order to gain this on this side, you got to let go. Speaking to myself first and foremost. We all got our walk. We all got, our walk that we have to walk while in this truth. And every hardship, trials, tribulations, chastisement, adversities is tailor made for that particular individual. So we all have our hardships. We all have the things that we go through, man. And in the end, it makes us better. It makes us, grow. It brings us closer to Yahweh Shem Yashai. And we got to go through it. We got to go through the fire. We got to go through the chastisements, man. Ecclesiasticus 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Plain, simple. You want to serve the Lord? You got to prepare for temptations. You got to prepare to forsake everything. Even now, when you first come to the truth and all the way up to the end, you may have, a loved one that you cherish dearly and they end up taking the C-hip. Are you going to take the C-hip with them? Or are you going to forsake that person and continue to follow the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai? You have a loved one that is coercing you to or I'll say it like this. You have a loved one that you cherish and you love, and they, tell and say, they tell the higher ups, the judges, the police, yeah, he's a Hebrew Israelite. I know you've been looking for him, and he's there. And then you get caught up in that situation. Are you going to be able to handle that? Or are you going to give in and say, nah, I ain't like that. I was just playing. You got to forsake everything to gain everything. And there are certain situations that are going to arise to see if you are really down for this truth. If you really are faithful unto Yahweh Shem Yashai, even unto the very end. What does it say in Matthew 24:13? He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you got to endure to the end no matter what is set in front of you, in front of me. Verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. We got to constantly endure. No matter the trouble that we in, we can't make haste, but trusting in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai in his time and not our time. Verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. We're cleaving unto the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai, forsaking everything. So at the end, he is going to increase us. We're not doing this just for the same. We're not doing this for everything to continue as is. We believe and have faith that something better is coming. We have faith that Yahweh Shem Yashai is going to increase us. Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So even when we are brought to lower states now and in the future, because, there's a balance. And we're going to go through low states. We're going to go through, adversities, especially during the time of the end. But we got to be patient. Because why? Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So you're going to be tried. You're going to be, looked after. You're going to be looked at. You're going to go through that fire, that furnace of adversity. But we got to continue to what? So verse 6, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way right and trust in him. So we got to forsake everything and trust that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai is going to guide us to eternity. So since I said something about treasure earlier, let's get that real quick. Because we're storing our treasures in heaven. I believe it's in Colossians 3, maybe 2. That it? No. Let's see if it's 3. Let's see, store treasure. Maybe it'll pop up like that. Slide, bear with me. Now I gotta look it up. Do this. Okay, it was in Matthew, Slovakia. Not Colossians. There's something else in Colossians that I'm thinking about. Where's it at? Matthew, what was it? Matthew 6. It says, lay not up for yourselves. Lay treasures. Matthew 6 and verse 19. And it reads, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So we're not laying up, treasures, on earth. We're laying up our treasures, our love, our affections in heaven. Because within heaven, it doesn't decay, it doesn't rust, it doesn't disappear. It says on G23:44 for treasure, 1, the place in which good and precious things are collected and laid up. And we're doing that where? In the heavens. And forsaking everything else in this world, because everything in this world is going to what? Decay. Corrupt. Destroyed. So we're not laying up things on earth because it's going to be destroyed. So we're forsaking that and laying up our treasures in heaven so that we can gain everything back, in abundance. So, and while we're here, Matthew 6 and verse 33, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So this is what we're doing. We're seeking the kingdom of heaven and knowing and believing and trusting and having faith and hope that in the end, after seeking the kingdom of heaven and obtaining it, the Lord is going to give us, everything in abundance. What does it say? Take delight in the Lord Yahweh Shemi, roughly paraphrasing, he shall give thee the desires of thy heart. We're forsaking everything now to gain that. It says, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither hath it entered into the heart of man what the Lord Yahweh Shemi has prepared for them that love him. And in order to love Yahweh Shemi, you got to forsake it all. What does it say in 1 John 2? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Because the things that are in the world, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, is not of the world. It's like it's not of the Father, but it is of the world. Let's get it real quick. We'll come back to that. 1 John 2 and verse 15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So if you don't forsake everything, and if you got ties and you just can't help but live in this society, being half hood, half holy, you just got a grip on the world and you can't let it go, then the love of the Father is not in you. You got to forsake this world, this society, and the things that are in it in order to gain the love of the Father. Speaking to myself, verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. These things don't come from the Father. It comes from the world, man. And so we got to let it go. And what's going to happen to these things that is of the world? Verse 17, and the world passeth away and the lust thereof. So everything in this society is going to pass away. Whether you forsake it or whether you don't forsake it, it's still going to pass away. So why not forsake it in order to obtain the love of the Father, in order to obtain salvation? Because this is what happens when you forsake everything and seek Yahweh Shemi and do his will. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. And this is what we're striving to obtain. This is what we're striving and craving, man, to obtain. Because when you're going back into that Matthew 6, verse 33, and you get that word seek, I believe it's zeteo. Yep. G22:12 zeteo. To seek in order to find, to seek a thing, Right here it says to seek, i.e. require, demand. And when you look at A, it says to crave, demand something from someone. So you got to crave this, man. And if you crave it, you're gonna forsake everything else. When you crave something, you're not thinking about anything else but that thing that you're craving. You have forsaken everything else. It says to feel a powerful desire for something, to beg for it. We're begging Yahweh Shem Yahshua for this daily. Let's go back to that real quick. To long for, to dream of, to thirst for, to hunger for, to have as one's aim, have as one's goal, to aspire to set one's heart on, to set your mind on. This is what we're doing, man. And if you're doing these things, then you're going to forsake everything else. And that's what I believe it's Matthew 19, maybe 19:17 or 17:19, I believe. This is what the Apostle Peter 27 had at the time the disciple Peter had asked Yahweh. Matthew, we'll end off right here. Matthew 19 and verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Because so Peter said, hey, we've forsaken everything. What are we going to obtain? What are we going to get? And when you get that word forsake, it says abandon someone or something. So you got to abandon everything. It says what? Renounce or give up something valued or pleasant. We got things that we value in this society, but we gotta, we're not stone cold, people, man. There's things that we cherish, things that we value to a certain extent, things that we care for, love for, but because we're people, we got feelings, we got emotions. But we got to let it go in order to obtain everything. Well, our aspirations, our dreams, our cravings are bigger than this world. And coming to this truth, shows it. But you got to continue to stay down that path. So it says to renounce. Let's see what renounce says. Declare that one will no longer engage in or support. We're not supporting the society anymore. At one point in time, we was in the world, but now we have renounced the world. We have done away with this world. We have done have done with. Turn one's back on. Ignore someone. We're ignoring this world. We're washing our hands of this world, the society, and the things that are in it. Whether you get on the train or whether you don't, the train's going to keep moving. And the people of this world, the things that you cherish, love, you're going to have times when they're not going to wash their hands of it. They're not going to follow you. So you got to leave them. We got to scrap it. This world, this society has got to be scrapped, discarded, or removed from service. And this place has got to be forsaken. It's got to be scrapped. So, this world can't be kept. Matthew 19 and verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, let's see what it says in blue letter, forsaken. G863, to send away, to bid, going away, or depart. To yield up. So yeah, we're yielding up this society. Relinquish, to surrender, to sacrifice. We're sacrificing everything in order to obtain everything. Disregard, to leave, to neglect, to keep no longer, to give up, to permit, allow, not to enter, to give up a thing to a person, to leave, go away from one in order to go to another place, to depart from anyone. So there's times when you're going to have to make, big decisions in this truth for the ministry and for Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Whether that mean, giving up a person, family, relationship, moving, whatever it may be. So Matthew 19:28. We'll get 27 again. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? What are we going to get? That's what it said then unto. What will we get? Verse 28 in the KJV. And Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. So that sounds like a good deal. Because everything in this society is going to pass away. So if you don't forsake these things, it's still going to pass away. But if you do forsake these things, it's going to pass away. Because if you don't forsake everything, it's going to pass away regardless, and you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get salvation. But if you do forsake everything, then you're going to get salvation and everything to your heart's desire. 100-fold, man. And the NLT says, verse 29, and everyone who has given up houses, or brothers, or sisters, or father, or mother, or children, or property, for my sake will receive 100 times as much in return and inherit eternal life. That sounds like a good bargain, a good deal to me. And this is what we're betting everything on. All chips on the table for this, man. So this is what we're doing. We got to forsake. Speaking to myself first and foremost, we have to forsake everything in order to gain everything. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, and to the fold. And before I end it off, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Archakwadash. And double honors once again to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.